Do you ever stop and think about God? Many people are thinking about God today because we've seen that science does not have an answer to all of our problems. We are seeing that technology cannot solve all of our problems. And so thousands of young people searching for God. Someone asked me, can you prove God exists? And I answered, no. I cannot put God in a test tube. I cannot put God in a laboratory and say, here's God. How do I know that God exists? All the evidence seems to indicate that He does. I look up in the starry sky and I say, there must be a God. I look at the beautiful nature round about me and I say, there must be a God. I see the birth of a baby. As I watched that, I knew that there had to be a God. But there's another reason. Deep in your heart, you have a conscience. And your conscience tells you there must be a God. Something down inside tells you. Judas was betraying Him for 30 pieces of silver, about $21. You have betrayed Him today. The lie you told betrayed Jesus. The lustful thought that you had, the immoral deed that you did, all of that betrayed Jesus. How many times we've betrayed Him? We were a part of that betrayal, and we're just as guilty as Judas. And we will go to the same place as Judas went, unless we repent of our sin and come to Jesus Christ and ask Him to forgive us.
I told you that sometimes we subconsciously have an abusive relationship with God. I mean, we say we love Him, but we choose the things of this world over and over and over and over again, a slap in His face, yet He never walks away. God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the times I've said forgive me and ran back to sin. God, I'm sorry for all the times I said I love you, but refused to pick up your word and get to know you. God, I'm sorry that I failed you more times than I can count, but I thank you that you chose me. And I get to wake up to new grace every morning and walk with you. When I remind you of my mistakes, you tell me you've already cast it as far as the east is from the west. I am undone by your mercy. Thank you, Father.
You don't know how close you were, but God moved the car out the way. You don't know how close you were. He kept the plane in the air. You don't know how close you were. You think you snoring. No, that's sleep apnea. The enemy's trying to take your life, and God kept you breathing through the night. You need to thank Him. You took too much medicine. You smoked too much weed that night. It was laced with something. You put your drink down. Somebody put something in it, but God covered you. You need to thank Him. You were this close. I wish I could talk to some people that were this close. Booed up with the wrong one. You were this close. Now years later they sick and can't get well, but you still living. You need to thank God. You weren't better than them. God just favored you. You were this close.